Page 57. 2. Grammar. What's advisable, necessary, preferable? What's advisable?
You'd better do something quickly.
I'd better not add anything to my schedule.
I ought to do some volunteer work.
You ought to let them do the talking. You might want to take a colleague with you.
What's necessary?
I'm going to have to do something about it.
I've got to decide by next week.
You don't have to spend time on this.
What's preferable?
I'd rather stay in my current job. I'd rather not stay in my current job.
Page 57. 3. Speaking naturally. Reduction of verbs. A. Listen and repeat the sentences above. Notice the reduction of the verbs. In what situation might a person give this advice? Can you think of other advice?
You might want to try a new instructor.
You better study the driver's manual.
You're going to have to practice more.
You ought to take more lessons.
You gotta pay attention.
Page 58. Lesson C. I've got to get going. 1. Conversation strategy. Ending phone conversations. B. Listen. Why can't Ling talk longer on the phone?
Hi, Ling. It's Ramon. Is this a good time to talk?
Not really. I'm late for a seminar. I'm going to have to run.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask about this weekend.
Well, can I call you back tonight? I've got to get going.
Okay. I'll be home after 8. I'm going to the gym after work.
Oh, good. I'll call you later. I'd better go now.
Yeah. So, think about what you want to do on Saturday.
Yeah, I will. Listen, Ramon, I've really got to go. I'm already late.
All right. I'll let you go. By the way, what's your seminar about?
Being assertive. Bye now.
Oh, okay. Talk to you later.
Page 61. Lesson D. Less is more. 2. Listening and writing. When should I do that? B and C. Listen to 4 people talk about their time management problems. 1.
I was having a really bad time about a year ago. I just never seemed to have any time. I felt stressed and busy, and I just kept missing deadlines. A friend suggested that I try keeping a diary of everything I did, and I realized that I wasn't using my time effectively at all. These days, I'm more organized. I plan my week in advance, and I get more done, and I'm far less stressed.
2.
A few years ago, when I was in college, I had a lot of projects and assignments due at the same time. I got really stressed and started having panic attacks. My doctor suggested that when I felt stressed out, I take a walk. Well, it sounded like a weird thing to do, you know, when you're really busy, but it actually worked. Now, whenever I start to feel like I have too much to do, I shut my laptop and go for a walk. It really helps me to focus on what I need to do.
3.
A coworker gave me a great tip a few months ago. Write a list of things you have to do for the day. It's incredibly simple, but it works. I used to have terrible problems prioritizing jobs, so I was always in a panic trying to get important jobs done because I had done the less important work first. Now, the first thing I do every day is list what I have to do, with the most important jobs at the top. That way, I don't spend time on the small stuff before I've done the big stuff. And I love crossing things off my list, too.
4.
My biggest problem was that I put off starting jobs that would be difficult. Then, of course, as the time passed and the work wasn't done, I got more and more stressed. I talked to a friend about it, and his advice was to break big jobs down into smaller, more manageable tasks. Then focus on a smaller task. That way, jobs wouldn't seem so huge. It really helped me to stop feeling overwhelmed.
CD number 3. Page 66. Unit 7. Relationships. Lesson A. Circle of Friends. 1. Getting started. B. Listen and read the article above. How did Christopher meet his friends?
Christopher Owen talks about his circle of friends. 1.
My running buddy. Well, Mike is the guy I run with in the morning. He's the one who got me started running when I was in college. It's convenient because he lives right down the street.
2.
My most exciting friend. Jennifer is another friend from college. Jen plays in a rock band that's really hot right now, so her life is very different from mine. She still calls a lot to talk about all the things she's doing. That's kind of fun.
3.
My roommate. Yuya is a guy that Jen introduced me to. He was looking for an apartment to share. It's great because he's a clean freak. I've never lived in a place that's so clean.
4.
A friend from work. Nina is an interesting woman who sits across from me at work. She used to have a company that planned weddings for people. She has some funny stories to tell.
5.
A new friend. Then there's Angela. She's a new friend I met through Mike. She's cool. She's the kind of person you can just call and say, "You want to go see a movie tonight?" That kind of thing.
6.
My oldest friend. Charlie is someone I grew up with. We've been through a lot together. I can tell him just about anything. He's just someone I can totally trust.
Page 67. 2. Grammar. Relative clauses. Relative clauses begin with who, that, and which. They give information about people or things. Use who and that to refer to people, and that and which to refer to things. Subject relative clauses. Who, that, which are the subject of the verb.
Nina is an interesting woman who sits across from me. Nina is an interesting woman that sits across from me. Nina used to have a company that planned weddings. Nina used to have a company which planned weddings.
Object relative clauses. Who, that, which are the object of the verb.
Charlie is someone I can trust. Charlie is someone who I can trust. Charlie is someone that I can trust. Jen talks about the things she's doing. Jen talks about the things that she's doing.
Page 68. Lesson B. Dating. 1. Building vocabulary and grammar. A. Put the story in the correct order. Number the parts from 1 to 6. Then listen and check your answers.
High school sweethearts.
1.
Steve and Anna grew up in a small town called Greenville. In high school, they hung out with the same crowd. They got along very well, and they started going out together. Anna was Steve's first love, and he was her first love, too.
2.
After they graduated, Anna went away to college, while Steve attended a college nearby. They would get together about once a month when Anna flew back home to visit her parents.
3.
But the long-distance relationship didn't work out, and they decided to break up. A year later, Anna's family moved away from Greenville, and Steve lost touch with her.
4.
When Steve was 35, he was ready to settle down with someone, but no one seemed right. He still thought about Anna. Then he heard about a website that helps people find old classmates. He signed up immediately.
5.
He discovered that Anna was a member. He wrote her an email, and she wrote back right away. It turned out that Anna was still single and was looking for him, too. They made plans to meet at a restaurant in her city.
6.
When they saw each other, all the old memories came back, and they started going out again. Within a few months, they were married, and they are now living happily ever after. Sometimes, your first love turns out to be the best.
Page 69. 2. Grammar. Phrasal verbs. A phrasal verb is a verb plus a particle, like along, away, back, out, up, etc.
Steve and Anna grew up in the same town. They got along well and started going out together. Anna went away to college. She flew back home once a month. Things didn't work out, so they decided to break up.
Notice.
Steve and Anna got along well. Steve got along with Anna. Anna got along with Steve. Steve and Anna went out together. Steve went out with Anna. Anna went out with Steve.
Page 69. 3. Speaking naturally. Stress in phrasal verbs. A. Listen and repeat the questions above. Notice that in phrasal verbs, the particle is stressed more than the verb.
Are you going out with anyone? How are you getting along?
Page 69. 3. Speaking naturally. Stress in phrasal verbs. B. Listen and repeat the questions below. Underline the stressed particles. 1.
Do you think it's okay to go out with more than one person at the same time?
2.
What should you do if you're not getting along with your boyfriend or girlfriend?
3.
Do you think relationships can work out if you work in the same place?
4.
Is it okay to go out with someone who is a lot older or younger than you?
5.
What's a good age to settle down?
6.
What's the best way to break up with someone?